everyone! Today we're going to show you how to make these cedar shutters. First, we need to cut our wood, and since these are shutters that are hanging on the house, we need to cut with a very slight angle on the top of the wood so that when water falls onto it, it doesn't just sit on the top of the shutter. It's going to be sloped so that it flows down the front of the shutter and not get trapped. The next cut that we have to do is for the short pieces that are going to go horizontal across the 3-board shutter. So I'm cutting them to equate to the width of the 3 boards with an 1/8 inch gap in between. So I have 3 boards that are 2.5 inches wide and then an 1/8 inch gap in between each of them. So as far as fastening this goes, we have to flip it upside down because we're going to be screwing it in from the back. And so I've got my measurements. I'm going to put the cross pieces about 4 inches from the bottom or top. We're going to use a little L bar thing to measure the 1/8 inch gap in between the shutter boards. First, you need to take the lower pieces, lay them down on your table. Measure 4 inches because that's kind of where we want those pieces to lay. So I'm just going to measure 4 inches on the back of the boards as my guide. Alright, then I'm going to put some wood glue on the connectors. I almost always skimp on the wood glue. Sean always makes fun of me. So when he's watching this, he will probably also make fun of me. So then, what we're going to do is line this all up. My daughter is coming to join us. Hey, Ray. So then we're going to take our drill, put the screws in, apply a lot of pressure so things don't really move. I'm not pre-drilling either, just going for it. I'm using this as my guide for an 1/8 inch space in between, along with the vice grips. This one I'm just going to eyeball because I can. Technically I could put the spacer in between and vice grip it, but don't really need to since it's the last one. It seems pretty flush with the edges on the back side there, so I'm just going to go for it.
Mommy, we find the Easter bunny, Mommy. We find the Easter bunny.
I'm measuring the placement of my screws so that they'll look even when they're installed. Without measuring, they'll most likely come out crooked. I'll first need to pre-drill so I don't split the wood, and then I'll countersink the holes so my screws will be flush and to also prevent splitting. These are the deck screws that will be used to fasten the shutters to the house. And the last step before installing is to pre-screw these in so it's easier to install.
Just need to fix those screens.
To install these shutters, I'm using a little paint stick as a gap between the window trim and the actual shutter itself. This is kind of optional, but I feel like ours are pretty narrow, so I just want to expand it a 1/4 inch more. And I'm just leveling it, the height, with my actual window here, making sure it's level on the bottom. And there's plywood sheathing behind this siding, so that's why I'm not using or finding the studs or anything like that. These are going to hold on just fine with the probably 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch plywood back here.
Solid construction.
I'm also only putting screws up top, not down here, because this awning, whatever you call this, the overhang, will be blocking a lot of the rain. So these screws here and the holes behind them won't get much water back there. Plus we cut the slope on top of this, so water's just going to run in front of these things anyways. But if I put screws down here, that's just another port of entry for water to get into. So, but it holds up just fine. You can put a screw there if you'd like.
So as you can see, it's pretty easy. In total, we made shutters for 3 windows, or 6 total shutters. Our cost was $100, including the wood, screws, and the very little bit of stain. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe, show us your love. Thanks. See you on the next one.